contract of a former WWE World Champion is coming to an end, and Tony Khan is interested in signing Goldberg. But first, Ring of Honor would hold the Supercard of Honor pay-per-view last night, where a recently departed WWE superstar was in attendance. During the post-show media scrum, ROH Women's Champion Athena would confirm that Trinity Fatu, formerly known as Naomi in WWE, was backstage at Supercard before discussing the possibility of a match between the two, and Athena would say, "Trinity is one of my really good friends. We talk on a daily basis. When we found out that we were in LA, it was really awesome. She's one of my very close friends and she wanted to come out in support, and so very cool moment. And I hope to have a match with her in the future. I never had the opportunity in WWE to have that match, so absolutely." Naomi's attendance has sparked rumors of her signing with All Elite Wrestling and Ring of Honor, although there is nothing to suggest that talks have taken place as it stands. Another show that took place last night was WWE SmackDown, which was of course the last episode before WrestleMania this weekend. The blue brand would be the home of the annual Andre the Giant Battle Royal for the third year in a row, this after it was moved from WrestleMania itself in April 2021. In the end, it was Bobby Lashley that left with the trophy after it came down to he and Bronson Reed in the final two. Lashley had originally been set to take on Bray Wyatt at Mania before plans were scrapped due to illness to the latter. And speaking of Bray Wyatt, we have an update on his sidekick, Uncle Howdy, who is all but confirmed to be portrayed by his real-life brother, Bo Dallas. According to PW Insider Elite, Dallas is in Los Angeles this weekend for the WrestleMania festivities, although right now there is no word on if he will actually appear on screen under the now infamous mask. As it stands, there is no word on if Bray Wyatt is in town with him. We now have a third and final story regarding the Bray Wyatt universe, as over recent months there's been a ton of speculation regarding former Righteous members Dutch and Vincent, who have been tipped to link up with the Eater of Worlds in WWE. The rumours have been fueled by the fact that they are real-life friends with Wyatt, whilst also having attended a WWE tryout last year, and they've also made several cryptic tweets themselves on social media. However, now the talk appears to be over, as last night the two Righteous members would return to Ring of Honor during the Supercard of Honor pre-show, confronting Evil Uno and Stu Grayson of the Dark Order, signalling the start of a brand new feud. In a news video earlier today, we would cover the MLW release of the former Enzo Amore, who now goes by the name of Real One. It had been confirmed by Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer that Enzo was let go from the company, although there was no word on exactly why. Well, we now have an update from Fightful Select, who have done some digging, and we have the real reason for him being let go. The report notes that Major League Wrestling decided to let Real One go from the company after he refused plans for his creative going forward, with him being uninterested in working with some of MLW's top talents. It was added that those Fightful spoke to said that there was issues with him putting over other talent at upcoming shows. Enzo has been part of MLW for just over a year at this point and has been a key part of their programming, although the relationship is now officially over. Tomorrow night, this year's Royal Rumble winner Cody Rhodes will headline WrestleMania as he challenges Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And one of the chapters that has led to the rise of the American Nightmare was his run in All Elite Wrestling, a company he helped found before becoming one of its executive vice presidents. One of Cody's biggest rivals in AEW was current AEW World Champion MJF, who has been tipped to make the same jump to WWE that Rhodes did, with his contract set to expire in January 2024. Speaking with BT Sport this week, Rhodes would be asked about the possibility of MJF joining him in WWE, with him responding, "I think he could be a big star anywhere. He has all the tools because he's so young. He has all the tools to develop. You're not seeing his final form yet. His final form is probably 10 years from now. That's who he is. That all depends on if he sticks to the good side of this and he doesn't lose his head and his ego doesn't get too big. I'm talking about the man, not the character, and he still has a passion. Sometimes your passion can wane. He's one of the most passionate people I've ever met. If he keeps the passion, sure. Adjustments wise, to come here, he's already doing it. He's put on some muscle. If you're going to develop and put on muscle, you have to here. If you don't, you're standing across from Drew McIntyre and you're going to look like a clown because that guy is a monster. You have to. Sometimes it's in the presentation." And before we continue, why not drop a like down below if you're enjoying the video and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss the latest wrestling news, as we try to reach 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. But with that said, let's get to the next story. Earlier today, NXT Stand and Deliver would go down SmackDown at the Staples Center in Los Angeles ahead of tonight's WrestleMania Night 1 show. Across the event, 5 championship matches would take place, with 3 new champions being crowned. The first of which took place during the show's opening contest that saw Indi Hartwell, Gigi Dolan, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, and Zoe Stark challenge for Roxanne Perez's NXT Women's Championship in a 6-way ladder match. Raw's Dexter Lumis would return to NXT to aid his love Indi Hartwell to victory, carrying her up the ladder on his shoulders as she grabbed the title belt. The next change would happen during the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships when Alba Fire and Isla Dawn dethroned Fallon Henley and Kiana James, ending the former champion's 56-day reign that started at Vengeance Day. In the main event of the show, Bron Breakker would put his NXT Championship on the line against the former NXT North American and Cruiserweight champion Carmelo Hayes, who kicked off WrestleMania weekend with a huge title win. Hayes would walk away as the new champion when an assist from Trick Williams allowed him to set up the nothing but net leg drop for the 1-2-3. The loss for Breakker now only adds fuel to the rumors that he is main roster bound in the coming days, weeks, or months. According to PW Insider, the WWE contract of former WWE champion Drew McIntyre is set to expire within the next year or so, with it being noted that the two sides aren't even close to agreeing a new deal. Of course, if no deal is agreed between now and then, McIntyre will become a free agent. Since the news was originally reported, Fightful Select have released a report of their own which narrows down the date a little bit more, with them noting that McIntyre's contract will expire within the next 9 months. It was added that McIntyre made it clear to WWE that he was going to wait until much closer to the deal's expiration date to sign anything, as there are a number of factors to consider. The report concludes by revealing that WWE are eager to keep Drew around and hope to speak with him about a new deal later this year. Tony Khan would speak to the media following last night's ROH Supercard of Honor pay-per-view, where he was asked about the possibility of signing one of the most talked about free agents on the market. Former WCW World and WWE Universal Champion Goldberg has been without a contract since the start of 2023, and is somebody AEW reportedly tried to sign back in 2019. When asked if Goldberg could potentially sign for Ring of Honor, Khan would rule it out, but noted that he is open to him appearing in AEW, and Khan would say, Goldberg in Ring of Honor is never going to happen. However, I do think that would be interesting for AEW. That is another great example of the difference between AEW and Ring of Honor. AEW has a bigger budget, but I tried to take the production values of AEW and use some of the synergies so ROH can leverage AEW's great production team and assets. At the same time, it's also great for AEW to develop young wrestlers, to have some of the top stars come here to ROH and represent AEW. At the same time, there are things I would do in AEW that are more expensive. There are things in ROH that are more catered to a hardcore fan base. Although ROH has done record live gates and revenue over the past year or so, I don't want to do something out of character by bringing in Goldberg. And before you go, make sure you check out the 10 free agents that are set to shake up WrestleMania season.